All right, we are back. What is going on, Pacer Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice Pacers. Guys, apologies, weren't able to do the game a couple nights ago against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where the Pacers did fall in that game, but able to do this game now, and a great game for the Pacers to bounce back, continue on in their winning ways. Tonight, defeating the Detroit Pistons by a score of 111-100. Pacers pretty much in control after a very strong second quarter in this game where they outscored the Pistons by 10. And that really was the difference. I mean, pretty much quarters 1, 3, and 4 were all periods 1, 3, and 4. They were all fairly even in regards to the points scored. I mean, Indiana outscored Detroit by 3 in the first. Then Detroit outscored Indiana by 2 in the third. And then they both tied with 19 points apiece in that fourth quarter. So, yeah, kind of an interesting game there from that perspective. Really, that second period for the Pacers was the difference in this game. And, a game the Pacers had to have. They were down Benedict Mathurin, who was serving that 1-game suspension for the controversy with the dunk and all that kind of stuff. So he missed this game, but good news for the Pacers. They were able to get both Tyrese Haliburton back after obviously suffering that hamstring issue that he had. He only had to miss 1 game, which is definitely great. And then the first time since November, the Pacers able to get back Aaron Nesmith into the starting lineup, and he played. Even though he only played in 9 minutes, good to see him back. The first action we've seen for him this new year and in a couple months. So great news there for Indiana to get back some guys. And, obviously we'll be getting back Benedict Mathurin for the next game. So Pacers without one of their top scoring guys, but able to get back a couple key guys there as well. And I think we just have to talk about right off the top the 2 guys that really led the way for Indiana. Of course, talking about Pascal Siakam, who had 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in this game. And also Miles Turner, who had a very, very strong performance, led the Pacers in points tonight, 28, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, and was 9 of 16 shooting, 8 of 11 from the three-point line. So far and away was the guy that attempted and made the most three-point attempts tonight. Miles was shooting out of his mind from beyond the arc. It was crazy to see that. But those two guys combined over 50 points, which is definitely a phenomenal performance for them and really led the way when the Pacers needed them to in a lot of ways. Tyrese added 17 today, so good to see him back playing his pretty much normal amount of minutes tonight. So great to see that hamstring injury, yes, it was very much a scare. And obviously around this time last year, he had experienced a hamstring injury as well, obviously a lot more severe than this one appears to be. So great to see that it wasn't as severe, anywhere close, it looks like, as last year's was. So he finished with 17, 4 and 8, 7 of 15 shooting tonight. So pretty solid performance from Tyrese tonight. Then you talk about Andrew Nembhard, who didn't have the greatest day shooting tonight, but man, I just love the effort he gives on defense every single time. Only 12 points tonight, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 of 11 shooting. He missed all 3 of his three-point attempts tonight. So not the greatest performance for Nembhard tonight, but I mean, he's just such a great overall player for what he does. Even if he's having off shooting nights, he still plays phenomenal defense. So great job there. Nesmith obviously back, only played 9 minutes in this game, so very much on a kind of minutes count right now. But in 9 minutes, he scored 9 points, 3 of 4 shooting, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. So a very efficient day in the limited minutes he did get tonight back for Indiana. Jarris Walker took on a good majority of the minutes tonight. 22 minutes for him, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. He shot 4 of 5. So very efficient night from Jarris in those ways. He also added 2 blocks of steal as well. So great job for him. Obi Toppin had 7 points and 5 rebounds tonight. And Ben Shepherd off the bench had 16 minutes, had 2 points. McConnell had 2 points. I tell you, McConnell really struggled shooting the basketball tonight. He was only 1 of 7, by far the worst shooter for the Indiana Pacers tonight. So I don't know what's been going on with McConnell recently, but he definitely has to get that figured out. And then you had Thomas Bryant off the bench as well. Only had 11 minutes tonight. really couldn't get anything going shooting. He missed all 4 of his shots, but he did add 6 rebounds as well. So, yeah, not the greatest night shooting for some of these guys on the bench, but especially, McConnell and Bryant, not good shooting nights for either of them, but they were able to contribute in other ways, such as rebounds, 11 rebounds between the 2 of them. And obviously McConnell had 5 assists as well. So, yeah, it was kind of an up and down game shooting the basketball for certain players for Indiana. And the Pacers only shot 46% tonight. So not their greatest shooting performance in the world. The good thing is, and I think the big separator in this game as well, was the three-point shot. So when the Pacers did shoot, and when they made them, they made a lot of their three-point shots in comparison to what Detroit did. Indiana attempted 30 three-point attempts and made 13 of those, so 43%, whereas Detroit only made 25% of their 36 three-point attempts. So definitely a performance there for Indiana. While, it's pretty solid for shooting the three-pointers. Definitely when the Pacers were able to make them, they were those high-quality type of shots right there and more impact three-pointer type of shots there. And Indiana also kind of struggled a little bit. They weren't great tonight from a free throw percentage, only 73%. Not awful, but not great tonight. But another big thing Indiana did well is they took care of the basketball in comparison to Detroit. Indiana had 10 less turnovers in this game than Detroit did. Indiana also had 6 more assists in this game. The one thing that kept Detroit in this was Detroit absolutely dominated when it came to getting rebounds tonight. They out-rebounded the Pacers by 15 in this game. So, yeah, got to figure that out. That was a big issue there. Really the biggest lopsided thing there for Detroit and really kept them in this game at all was the fact that they were getting rebounds, getting second chance points, and things like that. So, guys, overall, good performance for the Pacers. Definitely can always be better. Got to figure out the shooting and the rebounds and stuff like that. But I thought all things considered, with the All-Star break coming up, Pacers a little bit shorthanded tonight and a couple guys, on some minute restrictions coming back from some injuries. I thought the Pacers did just fine in this game. I mean, this is a Detroit team that while their record might not be the greatest in the world, they've been winning some games. They've been on a little bit of a win streak as of recent. So this wasn't a dead-in-the-water Detroit team. This Detroit team has been pretty good as of recent. So coming into this game for the new year, Detroit had only lost 1 game. So just like Indiana, both teams came in really red hot off of the new year. And to credit the Pacers, they were pretty much able to stay in control most of this game. So this Detroit team, they're not a bad team at all. So I'll take that any day of the week. Pacers able to win by double digits. At one point, they were up by 20. So, Detroit's a pretty good team. So, I'll take winning by 11. When you're shorthanded, missing one of your better players shooting the basketball, although he has been in a slump recently, I do think this is a win that you'll take if you're Indiana going into the All-Star break, getting some of these guys some rest that they definitely need here. But, after a performance where the Pacers, it was very obvious the Pacers were missing guys and, Cleveland is one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NBA right now. And a great rebound game for the Pacers, getting back onto the winning ways there. So we'll have to see, guys, for the Pacers moving forward, what does happen. Obviously, like I said, the All-Star break is coming up very, very quickly. Indiana only has, one more game here in a couple days here on Saturday against the 76ers, and they're going to have some time off to get some guys back, get some rest, some much-needed R&R for some of these guys. So great to see Indiana still having guys that are out there playing and now can get that well-needed rest that they deserve. But yeah, guys, great game for the Pacers. Some moments where they could have been better. Obviously, you have that every game. But overall, solid performance. You'll take the win tonight. Now the Pacers move to 23-19, so they're right there tied with Orlando record-wise. They're currently 6th, but they're tied with the 5th seed, the Orlando Magic, right there, and within a game of the Milwaukee Bucks for the 4th seed. So the Pacers very much still in play here in the East in a lot of different ways. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see guys out of the All-Star break. And obviously, Indiana got to take care of business in a couple days, but it'll be interesting to see, moving forward, what this Indiana team can do. They started off so red hot coming out of the new year. And really, as of recently, guys, the Pacers have just been on a tear. I mentioned so far they have only lost 1 game in the month of January. So they have been red hot. And in their last 12 road games, the Pacers are 10-2. Ironically enough, their first 12 games to start the season on the road, they were 2-10. So completely flipped the script there in so many ways. So great job by Indiana, able to take care of business tonight and continue on in their winning ways. 6-1 in the month of January. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Pacers win this one, take care of the Detroit Pistons here. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. That'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And as always, guys, go Pacers.